Like the video and subscribe. Use code DANPROUD in the Fortnite item shop if you'd like to support me even further. Enjoy the rest of the video.
Hey, my lovely people of the internet. It is your girl, Cat Holloway here. Now, I actually mentioned this briefly in last week's video. So I was just on my phone, casually scrolling on YouTube, and I stumble across this video saying Epic's working on a hotfix for synced emotes. And I'm like, wait, what? So if you have not seen that yet, please go give it a watch. It would mean so much to not just me, but also Danny, the owner of this channel. I do have full control over his channel, after all. But anyways, today's video is something a little different. Today, I will be talking about the upcoming synced emote hotfix. And honestly, I might be one of the first to rant about this. Because trust me, once more people fully understand what this change means, a lot more creators will start speaking up about it. And not in a good way. Before we start, I want to make one thing clear. Everything I say in this video is my personal opinion. You are allowed to have your own opinion, just keep it respectful. Now, with that out of the way, let's talk about this. So, let me get this straight. Fortnite pushed out a hotfix for synced emotes. Now, before anyone panics, synced emotes are not gone. They still exist, but the way they work now has changed. And honestly, it is not good. Basically, if you see someone doing a synced emote that you do not own and you try to press the dance together button like we have always been able to do, you cannot join them anymore unless you personally own that emote. Let that sink in. Before this change, synced emotes were actually social. Someone could start the emote and anyone nearby could join in. It did not matter if you owned it or not. That was the whole point. It brought people together. It made the game feel more connected. Now, I will be honest, at first, content creators like Danny were not even fans of synced emotes when they were introduced like this. We thought it would ruin emote battles. And back then, my Danny actually cared about emote battles a lot. He was actively collecting item shop emotes and building his locker. If Snorkel Ops was standing right next to me right now, she could confirm that instantly. And it was not just Danny. Many other stacked content creators felt the same way at the time. Back then, Danny did not really have many Fortnite video ideas. Party Royale was one of the only ways he could consistently make videos and get views. Emote battles were a huge part of that era, but over time, something interesting happened. People adapted. Synced emotes became part of Fortnite's identity. They became part of the fun. They created random, wholesome, and funny moments between players. Moments that you could not force. Moments that just happened naturally. And now, Danny does not even care about views anymore. He makes whatever videos he enjoys. Because at the end of the day, it is about passion, not numbers. But that is besides the point. The point is, synced emotes grew into something that made Fortnite feel more social, more connected, more alive. And now this change limits that. This change makes synced emotes feel restrictive instead of fun. It removes freedom. It removes spontaneity. It removes those random moments where you and another player just vibe for no reason. It is such an unnecessary change. And honestly, it feels abysmal. And what makes it worse is that this is not the first time Epic has made questionable changes that nobody asked for. It feels like recently, decisions have been made that just do not make sense for the player experience. Epic, please, do everyone a favor and revert this change. Bring synced emotes back to the way they used to be. They were perfectly fine. Nobody complained about them. Nobody asked for this restriction. This also raises a bigger concern, and that is the money side of things. Because let's be honest for a second, changes like this can encourage more people to buy emotes, especially if they can no longer join someone else's synced emote without owning it themselves. Before, you could still be part of the moment without owning the emote. Now, that freedom is gone, and that alone could push more players into feeling like they need to buy emotes just to participate. And that brings up an even bigger question. What happens to challenge emotes? What happens to exclusive emotes? Those are not obtainable anymore. So if this system fully takes effect, it creates a situation where some players are permanently locked out of certain interactions. And that is where things can start to become toxic. Gatekeeping will increase. Players who own rare or exclusive emotes will have even more separation from those who do not. And that creates an unhealthy divide in what is supposed to be a fun, social game. And I want to make something very clear. Right now, this is still just a rumor. Nothing is fully confirmed yet, but if this change does officially make it into Fortnite, it could seriously damage one of the most social aspects of the game. And that is exactly why I am talking about it now. I already know some people are gonna say, it is just a game. Why are you mad? Why are you crying over a game? Let me be real for a second. Yes, it is a game, and I'm happy to even be part of it. But there are passionate players out there. There are passionate content creators out there, like my Danny. He is genuinely passionate about Fortnite. That is why he plays it. That is why he makes videos on it. That is why he still enjoys it even when the game is in a boring state. And Fortnite is not the only game he plays, but it is one of the games he cares about the most. And I know for a fact he is not alone. So when changes like this happen, people have the right to feel frustrated. Not because they hate the game, but because they care about the game. And I want to make something very clear. I am not saying any of this for views. Like I said earlier, Danny and I do not care about views. We are saying this because we care. We care about the game. We care about the community, and we care about the social experiences that made Fortnite special in the first place. This is coming from a place of passion, not attention, and I want to make something else clear too. I want this community to be a safe and open space where players can socially interact, have fun, and create positive memories together. Not a space where people feel uncomfortable, excluded, or targeted. Because yes, toxic players exist. That is the reality of any online game. But changes like this can unintentionally make things worse. They can create more gatekeeping, more separation, more reasons for people to feel left out. And while some people may say, just block them, it is not always that simple. Those same players can return on different accounts. They can re-enter the same social spaces. They can continue creating the same negative experiences. And that does not mean the people being targeted are weak. It means they are mentally exhausted from constantly dealing with unnecessary negativity. At the end of the day, Fortnite is at its best when it brings people together, when it creates fun, social, and welcoming moments. Not when it creates barriers, not when it encourages division. And that is why Epic should seriously think twice before pushing changes like this. Because the goal should always be to protect the social experience, not weaken it. And I want to make something clear. Not every decision Epic has made has been bad. Some decisions have actually been really good. For example, adding the feature that shows when cosmetics leave the item shop. That was a great change. Adding the item shop website where you can buy cosmetics directly? Amazing change. Even adding the exact amount of V-Bucks purchase option? That made so many people happy. Those were positive changes, and I genuinely hope Epic continues making changes like that in the future. But with this synced emote hotfix, this was not it. This was unnecessary, and I really hope Epic listens to the community and reverts it, because Fortnite is at its best when it brings players together, not when it puts barriers between them. Anyways, let me know what you lovelies think about this in the comments. And if you want to see more videos of me and Snorkel Ops, share your ideas in the comments, or join Danny's Discord server linked in the description. Thank you lovelies so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.